Jesse is highly motivated. Not many guys can go through this, and so please learn from him and only decide to do a bodybuilding competition if you're willing to accept all that goes along with it. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going to explain how Jesse was able to go from 13% body fat to 6% body fat, all while being natural, preparing for a bodybuilding competition. We're going to look, did he do it correctly? Could he have made a better improvement? Did he lose muscle? What's going on? Stay tuned. Let's get started.
This is me at 13% body fat, and this is me at a dangerously low 6%. I'll be showing you what it truly takes to get this shredded naturally.
And the first thing I'd like to say is he is in fact correct. To diet down to 6% body fat as a natural athlete especially, it's very dangerous. Well, your body's hormones, in particular testosterone, it's for sure going to go down. You're going to experience less energy, have brain fog, loss of libido, and very difficult time finding sleep. And so although we're explaining how he was able to get to this point, I don't suggest that any of you go and copy his diet unless, of course, you are in fact getting ready for a show. Remember, this is a temporary state of his body where he's going to be absolutely shredded. It's not something to strive for, to maintain, and if he did, perhaps he could easily develop body dysmorphia. And so please be careful. And remember, he's competed in the past, but only dieted for about 30 days, not nearly enough to get truly shredded. He started this prep in particular weighing around 182 to 184 pounds. And so he's lost about 10 pounds through very hard dieting and doing cardio.
So because of this diet being so strict and we're trying to get all the way down to 6% body fat, I have to be exact on everything I do, which means I need to be weighing my foods when cooking.
And so he's weighing out all his food. You can't just take guesses. Some people say, oh, I have a cup of this, a cup of that. How many grams is it? If you're just eyeballing things, there's no way you can be accurate. It's very difficult to actually predict how many calories you're eating. The average person underestimates by approximately 30+% how many calories they're actually eating. And so most people, they're eating a lot more than they think.
I wanted to document this every day because I want to show you guys the truth about what it's like getting this shredded. It might look cool, but I'm about to feel the worst I have in over a year.
And so as he says, it looks cool, he looks amazing, but it's the worst he's felt in over a year.
18 days out, workout is about to commence, okay? Your boy is so tired. I have no energy in me, but you know what? That's where champions are made. Let's lift.
And so because he's in a calorie deficit, single-digit body fat, he has hardly any energy, but yet he has to train. And so because of that, he's clearly going to be using a pre-workout. But what I do suggest you try is GO2 Max. The main ingredient, NMN, give you way more energy. And not just for couch potatoes, but also for experienced runners. And so imagine you're doing cardio, you have more energy, you can go longer. And if you're experiencing a loss of libido from lower testosterone, don't forget you can pick up G-Test or Harder Than Last Time, literally to get you harder than last time in the downstairs. That coupled with GO2 Max is going to allow you to be even more active and perhaps burn off even more calories later on the day. You know what I'm saying. Remember, I've dieted like this 59 times, 42 times as a natural, and so I know exactly how Jesse James is feeling, and trust me, it is a living nightmare to diet to this extent.
1 week ago when training with Jeremy Buendia, I repped 2.5 plates. We're at 1.5 plates now, so getting lean is humbling.
And so clearly his strength is going down. He's doing 2.5 plates. Before he started dieting, it's down to 1.5 plates. When you diet, get shredded, you have to expect you're going to get weaker. You cannot think that you're going to go on a diet, get to single-digit body fat, and put on strength on all your lifts. Not possible. Even with performance-enhancing drugs, once I got below 8% body fat, my strength always began to plummet. I was quite literally stronger as a natural when eating normally than I was while taking test, trend, everything. And so, yeah, I get it. Performance-enhancing drugs can help you build muscle, but remember, if you're not eating enough, they're not going to make you feel good, and dieting is still next to impossible to get down to single digits, especially once you get to 4, 5, and 6%. And so what I also noticed when training like this, it was very difficult to get a pump. I didn't have as much energy, and very difficult to go harder than last time in the gym. Every time I went to the gym, I got weaker, but I was motivated by the fact that I could look leaner in the mirror, and I felt I was doing what I needed to do to win the competition. And so he sees the sartorius muscle in the leg. In particular, I remember Chris Cormier, he had amazing sartorius muscle, looks absolutely splendid. And the leaner you get, you keep seeing new veins, muscle fibers, cross striations. It's very motivating.
Literally insane. My cardio is longer than my weight training right now.
And his cardio sessions are now longer than his weight training sessions, as you know, you burn more calories during cardio than you do lifting weights. And at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. And for Jesse to get shredded, he has to burn off more calories than he consumes on any given day.
I literally get nervous when going into the gym now because of the pain I'm about to endure. We're going to train and we're going to do cardio. But at least I have you.
And so although he's pushing as hard as he can't push as hard as he used to. When you don't have the food, the energy, your body simply can't put out the same number of efforts that you once could. And so you have limited energy, limited reserves, and so you're doing the best you can. You're essentially going through the motions, pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can. And so if you're thinking, oh, I want single-digit body fat, I want to look like Jesse year-round, just please guess again, it's not worth it. And if you continue to eat in a deficit, you're eventually going to lose a ton of muscle. It's going to be hard to put on any size. And so please think of it. Is it actually worth it?
I am literally dying. I'm the last one left on cardio. 2 rounds of people came in, did their cardio, got off, and then another round got on.
And so 2 rounds of cardio, one is 50 minutes. He's doing double the cardio most people, but he has to. If he did not do this cardio, he'd have to reduce his calories even further. Perhaps he'd be starving himself on 12 or 1500 calories a day. Not good. You need both micro and macronutrients. And so if you don't do cardio, trying to get shredded like this, it's going to be that much more difficult. You might be thinking, oh, I'd rather not do the cardio. But trust me, when you're dieting to this extent, you want to eat food. And if you do more cardio, clearly you can eat more.
Is the fact that you're gonna feel like a beast in the gym and then a string bean everywhere else throughout the day, but it ain't a problem, all right?
And so what Jesse's is saying that when you go to the gym and you have a pump or when your shirt's off and you're flexing, you look incredible. But with the t-shirt on, when you're very low body fat levels, you're not gonna have a lot of size. And remember, he's natural, 173 pounds. And so although he has a lot of muscle, when he's this far shredded, just walking around in a regular day, not many people can tell how actually built he really is.
Yesterday, I was completely contemplating throwing in the bag and just saying, why am I competing? Why am I doing this to myself? This is literal torture.
And so he's traveling, it's torture, you're starving all the time, it's not comfortable whatsoever. He feels like throwing in the towel, but he doesn't. He keeps going. That's what separates the champions from everyone else. Most people, 99% of the world, could never do this. To diet to this extent, to get down to 6% body fat, it's a rare breed of human being that can suffer to this extent. You might be thinking, no, you just don't eat burgers and fries. It's a lot more than that. You're eating low calorie dense foods, salads and so on, and you're missing out all the foods that you love. But worse than that is you're always hungry.
This is not easy, man. This is not easy.
Not easy is an understatement. It's excessively difficult to diet to this extent. Every percent body fat, it's like a logarithmic scale. It's 10 times harder than the previous percent. You think, oh, it's hard to get down to single digit, 9%. Yeah, it's hard. 8's way harder, 7, 6, 5, 4. Once you diet to Chris Bumstead, Mr. Olympia level, it's next to impossible. It is so hard.
Sticking to a diet was extremely exhausting and tiring. And I had to keep mentally strong because this is a mental battle more than anything.
But remember, Jesse has more motivation than almost anyone I've ever met. The guy literally did semen retention for 30 days. Who wants to do that? But yet Jesse, he does it for a video. And so Jesse is highly motivated. Not many guys can go through this. And so please learn from him and only decide to do a bodybuilding competition if you're willing to accept all that goes along with it. And so remember, if you have elite level genetics like Jesse James does, you can in fact build a physique like this while being natural and get shredded at the same time. But this look is temporary. He's not going to walk around 6 or 7% year round.
I want food so bad, but I gotta get this done. You wanna be shredded? Get used to being hungry.
And so as he says, you want to be shredded, get used to being hungry. There is no way to never be hungry. Once your body fat is below its genetic set point, your body releases that much more ghrelin. Says eat, keep eating. Even becomes difficult to sleep. Your body is telling you to get up and go and hunt or perhaps pick some berries, blueberries, whatever. It wants you to eat. It wants you to survive. And so when you're dieting to this extent, your body doesn't know you're entering a bodybuilding show. It thinks you're starving. It thinks perhaps it's the wintertime and you can't find any food. And so it says, hey, dude, go and hunt, go and eat. You are starving. You need food right now. And if you don't eat, you're in danger. And so please, if you get to the point where you're starving all the time, you need to eat more. You need to change your diet.
But I'll be honest, I have negative desire to work out right now. Like every single part of me does not want to do this.
And so I can't relate more to this because I've experienced every single thing he's described in this video every single time I've competed. It is a living nightmare. The last leg day, you're counting the days down. I can't believe I have to do one more session. You just don't want to do it. Sometimes I'm shocked that I can actually get through it. I remember finishing a workout, doing weights, then cardio, then tanning, and literally crying at the end of a tanning session because it was that difficult for me to even stand for 10 minutes as I got to tan. I would celebrate, yes, I made it through a tanning session. I can't exaggerate how difficult this is. Sometimes I had to get people to drive me to the gym. I didn't trust myself on the road. It was that difficult. And that is the life of a professional bodybuilder.
I am 172.4 pounds today. That is a tied all new low weigh-in. Your boy is feeling some type of way, I'll tell you that.
And the wheels look exquisite. You can see all the muscles in the quads and that sartorius, that's going to look amazing. I would advise to Jesse to do his front double bicep with one leg pointed out to the side and perhaps do a Z's pose of some kind with one leg out to the side. Going to look absolutely amazing on stage.
4th of July does not mean I'm going to cheat on my diet. Jeff Brandon whipped me up some good old chicken. Everyone else here is enjoying lots of good food. I'm out here eating some chicken.
And so 4th of July, a holiday, we've all been there before, someone's birthday, celebrations and so on, and you're eating a salad and chicken breast while everyone's eating pizza, desserts, candies, and so on. But you have to be proactive. You can do it. You can, in fact, go to a restaurant. You can eat out with your friends. You simply have to choose to not eat what they're eating. If your friends are your friends, they will understand. If they're trying to force you to eat ice cream, cake, and so on, you just have to say no.
Although I was laughing and having some fun here and there, I wasn't there. And I feel like I failed the real aspect of life there.
When I'm dieting the last 3 weeks, I can hardly get myself out of the bathtub. I can hardly drive a vehicle, let alone laugh and carry on and have fun. It's like you're a walking zombie. Very difficult to have relationships. I know many people's relationships have failed while dieting for competitions, and so you have to be ready for everything. You're going to get hangry, very hungry. Oftentimes people think it's the steroids. Trust me, it's being starving. I did 42 shows, 100% natural, and trust me, you're going to get irritable at times. And so your partner, your significant other, they have to be very understanding. They have to understand this is a temporary time in your life when you're going to be suffering more than you ever have before.
It may sound as if I'm being extreme, but trust me, until you've experienced a hard diet, the physical and mental fatigue you feel constantly is immense.
Imagine he did this contest and continued to diet. Said, oh wow, there's another contest 3 or 4 weeks from now. I've literally done that as well. You're absolutely shredded, miserable, yet there's another competition on the horizon and you continue to diet. It is a living nightmare. I cannot exaggerate just how difficult this really is. And notice he's drinking Diet Coke. Remember, aspartame, artificial sweeteners have no effect on you gaining weight. In fact, studies have shown that if you drink non-nutritive sweetened beverages such as Diet Coke and so on, it allows you to be more satiated, more satisfied, and you not only lose more weight, but you keep more of that weight off. And so if you're dieting and you want to have your Diet Coke, please drink it. And no, it's not going to cause cancer. Who cares what the WHO said? Oh, gonna possibly cause cancer maybe. Yeah, so was aloe vera. Rub on the aloe vera. Oh, it's gonna cause cancer. Oh, what else? Going outside and breathing the air or working late past midnight. More likely to cause cancer than drinking Diet Coke. Oh, and what's something many people drink? Alcohol. Alcohol, way more cancer causing. A known carcinogen, yet we drink liquor harder than last time. It's socially acceptable. So if you want to drink Diet Coke, keep drinking your freaking Diet Coke.
And to tack on the good news, on 10 days out, Coach Kyle blessed me with a much needed message. We are getting more food today.
And so Coach Kyle's giving him a refeed day. He's going from 60 grams of oats to 80. He's saying, oh my God, the difference it makes. 20 grams of oats, perhaps 70 calories. That is all it takes to make someone happy. When you're dieting like this, a little tiny portion of food makes you that much more satisfied. And so imagine if you picked up a box of Myceco bars while dieting, 1 bar a day, 20 grams of protein, lots of fiber, low in calories, keep you satiated. This could be all that you need to keep you well on your way to your diet. So many people are so restrictive, they cut out everything, they don't enjoy anything on their diet, and of course they end up binging. Perhaps you want a snack, something low in calories on the go. Give Seco bars a try, code Greg, 10% off.
270 grams of white rice, that's the most white rice I've had in 2 weeks, with 165 grams of lean meat, baby.
And so it's his refeed day. He's eating more food than last time, but yet only gets 270 grams of rice, 160 grams of lean meat. That is not a lot. But what would I change? I would add in more vegetables, low calorie dense foods. Make the portion larger than last time to allow you to be full. And so, for example, in my friggin' cookbook 3.0, 2.0, you've got these charts in there. If you turn to page 208, you'll see all the vegetables from lowest calories to highest. And you can see, for example, mushrooms, 450 grams is a full pound. It only has 100 calories and 12 grams of protein. And so, for example, if you cut down about 75 grams of that rice, got it down to only around 200 grams instead of 270, he could replace that with 450 grams of mushrooms for the same number of calories, but adding in 12 extra grams of protein. And imagine how much more filling that would be. And so can you see just how effective Cookbook 3.0 and the rest of the cookbooks really are? Or how my coaching makes it so much easier to diet on? And so if you want to minimize the suffering to get down to the physique you've been after, please consider Circle Diet Book and Cookbook 3.0. And listen, I get it. Not everyone can afford it. I do have various price points for the various cookbooks, but if you can't afford anything, please go to my website anyway. I'm giving away a free up to 50-page diet and training program. All you have to do is enter your first and last name and email address. It's going to be sent directly to you for absolutely no cost whatsoever. But if you do want to purchase any of the Harder Than Last Time products, the cookbooks and so on, please enter code Greg to save 10% off. Click the link in the description.
I feel so good right now. The food in my veins has me feeling emotions that I forgot existed. So it's time to train hard.
And so he's having a good day. Some days are better than others. Perhaps you have a few good hours where you feel like you can train. When I was dieting, I used to train at the time I felt good. Sometimes I felt better in the morning, afternoon, or evening. I went whenever I could. And he says it's time to train hard. And so what he's trying to do is training harder than last time. He can't do it every time, but the goal is to try.
Time is flying, but it's also going slower than ever. This is just insane. Post 2-day refeed. Wow. 175.2.
And so after a refeed day, he's up to 175 pounds, gained about 3 pounds of muscle glycogen. Remember, for every 1 gram of carb, your body stores 3 grams of water. And so if you store an extra 100 grams of carbs, you're going to add in 300 grams of water, about 1 pound. And so eating an extra 350 grams of carbs could easily have your body storing 3 pounds of extra muscle glycogen. And that is why the scale weight has gone up. And so you might be thinking, oh, I gained a lot of fat. My scale went up 3 pounds. Well, perhaps it's just glycogen. And on the opposite extent, if you lost 3 pounds, you might think, wow, that diet really worked. I went keto for a day. But what you did is you just lost water and or muscle glycogen.
Greg Doucette commented on a recent post saying that I am 7% body fat, and that was a few days ago. So I think we're going to step on stage in the 6s.
Absolutely. Jesse looked to be 7% body fat. He's dieting. He still has a week left. And so I fully expect him to be below 7% body fat on stage. And remember, he's 100% natural. This is very difficult to achieve. Even with performance-enhancing drugs, it can be very difficult to achieve.
I'm only training 1 muscle group per day, 5 times a week for a total of 50 minutes. And on top of that, I'm also doing 50 minutes of stairs every single day.
And so remember, he's only training 1 body part a day, 5 days a week for 50 minutes. And so what that is it's a bro split. But based on the research, based on science, it's better to train each body part twice a week. And so, for example, rather than only training his quads once a week, I do believe it would be smarter to train quads twice a week, but doing half the volume on any given day. Remember, he stated, I start the workout, I don't feel good, then I have enough energy for maybe 1 or 2 sets, and then I go downhill fast.
Not only is this the most physically challenging thing I've ever done, but it is the most emotionally challenging thing I have ever encountered.
That is what bodybuilding is all about. And so for those of you who have competed in the past, you know what I'm saying. You know how difficult this really is. And so anyone who's a bodybuilder, there's an immediate bond. We all know how hard it is. We all know what it's like. And so if you are someone who's competed and dieted to this level, you know exactly what we're talking about. Props to you for doing what 99% of the world could never do.
This is one of the greatest things that I have yet to do, and I cannot wait to step on stage. This is the reality of natural bodybuilding.
And so there you have it, the perfect wrap up from Jesse James. I can't add anything to that. This was a great video. He went into detail. I hope you can appreciate just how hard this really is. Go and check out Jesse's original video. Be sure to subscribe to his channel, and let's see how he does in his next bodybuilding competition. Like the video if you liked it. You can do that for me. Give me a like. That's all I'm asking for. Now, remember, you can subscribe and click the bell button if you want. If you do that, you'll get notified right away. And if you comment to boost the algo, that would also help me out. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops right over there. And of course, the cookbooks, the training books, the coaching plans by me and my team, that Circle Diet book I was talking about, also the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, the tank tops, hoodies, jogging pants, shorts, and t-shirts. Head over to my website, code Greg, 10% off. And until next time, I am out.